Hi, I'm Nicki Salfer. I'm the CEO of Learning Tree, and I am so excited today to be here with my friend Jacob. We have spent the last 8 years on this amazing journey, and I want him to be able to share his story and our work together. And I hope through this process, this will give you as much hope and as much great feelings as it gave me to have lived through this, to have helped teach Jacob, and to really have learned all about Jacob's life. So you went through school and you struggled with reading and writing, and then your mom sent you to a ton of different programs, which is really, really amazing, all the different things that she sent you to. And then you went to Hiram College. So you're going through school and you're going through these programs and you're going through college and you're frustrated. Mm-hmm. You can't seem to get literate like your friends. What did you do to deal with your frustration?
Well, I turned to drugs and alcohol, and music.
Right.
And just the party life,
Right. Okay. So then all of a sudden at 30 years old, you realize that may not have been the way to go, and you do a lot of work and you go through the 12-step program.
Yes.
And you've been clean for a long time. So you're working, you have a job, you're successful in the company that you're working for.
Yes.
And you go to a counselor because you don't want to work anymore. You're not feeling like there's meaning to life. Talk a little bit about what you told that counselor.
Well, I felt like I was in a box and that I couldn't escape. Everybody's looking at me and I couldn't match up to anybody that I worked with. And I probably, to some degree, maybe I'm a little hard on myself. I probably didn't belong there. I couldn't do the work, on some level. On some level, I had a lot of skills. But on some level, I really couldn't do, I couldn't do all the paperwork.
So what's amazing is I get this call. I'm in my office in school with lots of little kids running around, real noisy. And I get this call from a therapist and he says, Nicki, I got a really interesting case for you. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm so excited. What's interesting? And he says, I have a guy that came to me for anxiety and depression. And before I recommend him to a psychiatrist, I think his real issue is that he's illiterate. And I said, really? In today's day and age, there's actually such a thing as somebody who's not literate? He says, I want you to come meet him. And talk about what it was like to walk into my school with kids all over the place and to start dealing with this issue.
Well, I felt like you could do it because you had a school and you had the kids, and that it could really happen. So I had a little hope. And then we got talking, and we had a few people in common, and you said I never had done this with an adult, but I will do it for you.
Yeah. It's interesting that you had hope. I was actually very nervous because I said to myself, this is like real. Like, this is the last chance for this guy to really become literate. Can this really do it? I knew that the program was made for adults, but like I said, I told you I had never gone through teaching an adult with dyslexia. Yeah. And I was actually a little nervous about it because I felt like your life really hung in our hands. And I remember telling you that you were going to have to really work hard, and you were like, oh, I'm used to that. I know how to work hard. I can do that. I was also blown away at your ability to really persevere, to do the work. Talk a little bit about what it was like for you to go to that 12-step meeting the first time, being able to read in front of everybody.
Yeah, well, anytime I went to this meeting and they would read every Monday, and I would read, but I would always, not do well. So, when I got up there and I was pretty fluent and I was happy with my progress, I was pleased, and I knew it was going to work. I mean, we were not that far along when I got some success.
Right.
So it was really, I knew I was on the right path.
It was a very proud moment for our office, I have to tell you. We were all so excited. We were like, wow, this guy not only can read in front of us, but that's a little laboratory. You never know if it really works. But when somebody can get up and do that conversation and do that in front of other people, then you know that you've really made it. And you've traveled, you've always kept up with it, you've always made sure. So what do you think your message is to somebody who's going through this?
I think there are programs available that work, and I mean, you have to do the work. I mean, nothing works without putting the effort in, but it does. I mean, you don't have to live like that.
Yeah, we're so happy that we can be a part of this, and we're so excited that not only did it change you as a person, it changed us. It made everything, it gave total meaning to what we do on a daily basis. And really hope that any kid or adult or a parent of a child that's going through this, that there's hope out there, and with the right perseverance, we can really make that difference.